The fifth stage of the Seder is Magid, which is the main mitzvah of the Seder, to l'saper, to tell the story of redemption. And Pesach is a time of redemption through storytelling, when we take ownership of our own narratives. Actually, the Zohar says that speech itself was an exile in Egypt. So the word for paro means pei ra, negative speech. And the negative speech enslaves us. It blocks us from accessing our faith and our freedom. So we transform pei ra into Pesach, the mouth that speaks. And this is a holiday all about rectifying our ability to speak words of faith and to speak words of truth. Actually, the sense, the hush that we are meant to rectify according to Sefer Yetzirah is the sense of speech. Actually, the Aries, the lamb, is said to have no voice. The lamb had no voice of its own, and so that's a really negative form of silence. But we take ownership by finding our voice and expressing our true selves. And becoming a free people is becoming agents of our own speech, being able to express our opinions and also express our own narrative. Because when we go through times of Egypt, suffering, and enslavement, the way we tell our stories is the way we redeem ourselves. So that's why the Israelites, when they came down to Egypt, they had names. They had identities. They were real people with names. But over time, they lost their names. They were nameless. And so being able to name our situation, name our emotions, name our experiences is one way that we redeem our speech. And that's the first thing Adam did, is name the animals. And in doing so, he acknowledged each animal in Bereshit, and he brought their uniqueness to life. It says Moshe had a hard mouth. He had a difficult time speaking. And I'm actually a speech therapist, and this story gives so many people with a stutter or with speech impediments empowerment, because he specifically had difficulty with speech, but yet he was the great leader, and he was able to redeem his speech and come to a place where the divine spoke through him. And this is a very special moment also at the burning bush, when Moshe asked God, "What is your name?" Because up until then, the Jews were nameless, the Israelites were nameless, and Moshe approaches God and says, "What is your name? Reveal yourself to me." And this is the beginning of revelation. So one more thing to point out is that Magid, this fifth level, is related to the fifth letter, Hey. And Hey is the sense of the month, because when we speak words of faith, we are receiving the divine breath from above. And Hey represents the source of speech, the breath, the origin. Because before there's articulation, before there's sound, there's just air, there's breath. So may we use this month to really tap in to our speech and notice, how are we speaking to ourselves? Is it kind? Is it gentle? How do I tell my own story? And then how do I speak to others? And can my words ripple positivity and ripple hope and vitality? And chas v'shalom, take away any speech that blocks divine flow or creates negativity. This is possibly my favorite stage of the Seder, so I really hope you enjoy Magid.